For years, there was a quiet belief underneath everything I did. Something about me needed to be fixed. Maybe it was the lack of discipline, maybe the unfinished goals, maybe the confidence that disappeared whenever life became difficult. Whatever the reason, becoming a better person always felt urgent. So the process began. Earlier mornings, stricter routines, more books, more goals, more promises about the person I would become next month. Every new plan brought the same feeling, a clean beginning and the hope that this time would be different. For a few days, it usually worked. The alarm was answered, the workout was completed, the work got done, and for a moment, respect for myself seemed close. Then one day would go wrong. A late morning, a missed workout, an evening wasted doing nothing important. The mistake itself was small, but the meaning attached to it was enormous. It did not feel like a bad day, it felt like proof. Proof that nothing had changed. Proof that discipline was still missing. Proof that the old version of me was waiting underneath the new routine. So the plan became stricter, more rules, more pressure, less patience. Whenever that failed, another method appeared. A better schedule, a stronger mindset, a new system that promised to make consistency easier. From the outside, it looked like self-improvement, but underneath, it was something much darker. Growth had become another way of saying, who you are right now is not good enough. For a long time, that belief seemed useful. Harsh judgment felt like motivation. Comparison felt like ambition. Shame felt like the price of becoming stronger. The idea was simple. Apply enough pressure and weakness will eventually disappear. But the opposite happened. The harder I pushed, the more exhausted everything became. Every achievement created another standard. A goal would be reached, but before it could feel meaningful, attention had already moved toward the next flaw. Rest felt irresponsible. Mistakes felt dangerous. Even good days carried pressure, because tomorrow might expose the same old weaknesses again. This was not a peaceful journey toward growth. It was a constant attempt to escape the person already standing here. The truth became clear one quiet evening. Another blank notebook was open on the desk. Another perfect routine was being written. Sleep earlier, exercise every day, work without distraction, waste no time. The page looked familiar. On a nearby shelf were old notebooks filled with the same promises. Each one began with energy. The first pages were neat and hopeful. Then the writing became rushed. Targets were missed. Dates were skipped. Eventually, the pages became empty. Looking at them felt like examining evidence from years of the same mistake. The problem was never a lack of information. There were already enough systems, routines, and lessons. The deeper problem was the reason behind all of them. Every plan had been created to build someone who would finally deserve respect. But respect was the one thing missing from the beginning. Growth had become rejection. Discipline had become punishment, and every failure felt unbearable because it seemed to confirm that something was fundamentally wrong. That night, no new routine was completed. Instead, one question was written: what would change if I stopped treating myself like an enemy? The question felt uncomfortable. Kindness sounded dangerously close to making excuses. Without constant pressure, wouldn't everything fall apart? Wouldn't comfort create laziness? But over time, something unexpected happened. Mistakes became easier to recover from. A missed workout no longer destroyed the entire week. An unproductive day no longer required a new life plan. There was less time spent attacking the failure and more energy available to return. The goals did not disappear. The desire to improve remained, but the reason began to change. Exercise became a way to care for the body, not punish it. Work became a way to build something meaningful, not prove personal worth. Rest became a human need, not a reward that had to be earned. The transformation was not dramatic. There was no sudden confidence, no perfect discipline, no final version of myself who never struggled again. What changed was quieter. The constant fight began to end, and without that fight, moving forward became easier. For years, the main question had been, what is wrong with me? Now the question is different. What is happening here? And what would help me move forward? There are still mistakes. Confidence still disappears sometimes. Old habits still return. Some days still feel wasted. But those moments are no longer treated as evidence of being broken. They are simply part of being human. Growth still matters. Goals still matters. Discipline still matters. But improvement should not be the price you pay to deserve your own respect. I spent years trying to fix myself. Eventually, the truth became impossible to ignore. There was never a broken person waiting to be repaired. There was only someone exhausted from being treated like an enemy by the one person who was supposed to offer protection, myself.